This is Chris Kim with your Modelfit Workout Phase 2, Workout B. Workout B, for our core circuit, we're going to start off with an exercise called a half get up. All right? For the half get up, you can either do this body weight or with a dumbbell with what we call external resistance. All right? I'm going to demonstrate it with a dumbbell first. All right, what I want to do is I'm going to get onto my back here. Arm is down into the ground, shoulder blades are squeezed down and back. Kind of picking the spot in the ceiling with this dumbbell. What I want to try to do is punch the dumbbell into the ceiling. So I'm going to rotate onto the shoulder, press my arm over my head and come back down. All right, once again, I'm trying to rotate this way. You should feel a contraction in your oblique. What I'm not looking for is bouncing off the floor. Right? So if you find that that is the case, you're doing this. Right? Simply lower the weight, make it easier. There's no shame in that. Sit straight up, grab that spot, come back down. All right, now from here, we're going to, and we're looking for around, starting with 8 reps and moving up as indicated in your chart. Now for our stability exercises, we have 2 side plank variations here. What I'm going to do, come into a straight leg side plank, perform a row. All right, so I'm looking for 30 seconds on each side, chest up, shoulder, hips are forward, so I'm not looking like I'm rotating under here. Holding at the top for 1 or 2 seconds and coming back up, or coming back down. All right, from here, I'm going to move immediately into a side plank pulse. All right, so I'm going to put the dumbbell at my side, pulsing up, pausing at the top and coming back down. Once again, I'm looking to kind of stay at this midline here, pulse up, come back to the middle, down just a little bit, get that stretch going on, up fast, down slow. To make this easier, I can bend my knees. Same rules apply for both exercises. To make it a little bit harder, I can also put my feet up on a box. All right. So what we're looking for is 8 to up to 15 reps of the half get up on each side, followed immediately by 30 to 50 seconds of the 2 side plank variations back to back. All right. Now for our first strength circuit, all right, this is a little bit different in comparison to workout A, in that we worked on a contrast between slow and controlled and ballistic, whereas for workout B, we're going a little bit more slow and controlled. All right, with this, what I'm going to start out with are what are called plate push-ups. All right, for the plate push-up, I'm going to put my feet up in a box here. Obviously, I'm going to put a plate on my back. This can also be done on the floor. Keep in mind, if you can't do this with good form, you can also simply perform a normal push-up. And I'm looking to start at the bottom here. I can explode up fast, lower slow, 3 to 4 seconds on the way down, up fast, down slow. 30 seconds, all right, then I'm moving immediately in what's called a band fly, all right, so we can either use a cable system or a bands wrapped around a pole here, all right, but I'm getting my chest up and really squeezing hard, pressing together at the top 1 or 2 seconds and coming back, getting that nice stretch at the back, coming forward. The point here is not maximal resistance, actually it is maximal resistance, but more importantly, squeezing the band handles as hard as you can, contracting the muscle as hard as you can. This is an isolation exercise, so we want to move at a slow and controlled pace, build as much tension in our muscles as possible to tell them to develop. All right, so we've got 30 seconds in that position. Then we're going into our leg exercise. And for this, we're going to need 2 dumbbells. This is what is called a dumbbell RDL, or Romanian deadlift. What I'm going to do is simply slide these down my legs here, slight bend in my knees, get them until I feel a stretch here in my hamstrings, and come back up, all right? Down slow, controlled, up fairly quickly, just extend up. I don't want to see hyperextension here, but again, we're moving for 30 seconds here, and then we're going to move immediately into a single leg hip lift, all right, 30 seconds on each side, all right? And with this, I'm going to do this on the floor here, but ideally you would put your back on either a BOSU or a bench, okay? The bench is the optimal thing. The main thing is that we're feeling it in our butt only, but what I'm doing is I'm coming up fast. And then again, I'm just moving very slowly with this, all right? I'm looking to squeeze my butt together here. I'm trying to gain maximal tension here in my hips, all right? So again, just really extend up as far as you can, hold for 1 or 2 seconds and come back down, but just move slow and make sure you're squeezing everything as hard as you can, pressing into the ground, 30 seconds on each side, okay? So that's circuit 1. You know, the push-ups followed by the band flies, the straight leg deadlift followed by the single leg hip lift, 30 seconds in each position. Start with 3 rounds, add 1 per week. Okay, now for circuit 2, my first exercise would be a seated cable row. All right, with the cable row, Again, I'm going fairly heavy. What I want to do, chest up, pull this to my mid-back here and lower slow. So up fairly quickly, back slow, up fairly quickly, back slow. All right, 30 seconds there. All right, now from here, I'm going to lighten the weight a little bit. I'm going directly into one arm rows. All right, with this, you get a nice stretch at the bottom here. Keep tension on the muscle. Just move very slowly. Just squeeze as hard as you can on the top and at the bottom. And keep it moving, though. Don't let it stop in either position. Keep maximal tension on that muscle. And I'm looking for 30 seconds on each side. So we've got the rows, followed by the one-arm row with the cable. We just kind of drop away. We call it a drop set. All right, so we've got the rows followed by our second exercise pair. You're going to need your dumbbells again here. All right, this is what's called a short stroke reverse lunge. All right, with the reverse lunge here, I'm stepping back very, very, very short steps backwards, coming down to the ground, coming back up, pausing, stepping back together. All right, and then from there, we're going into what's called a wall sit. Okay, so I'm going to get against the wall. I don't have a free wall available to me here, but I'm going to get my back against the wall. You can hold the dumbbells, slide halfway down the wall, and just hold there for a period of 30 seconds. All right, so that's circuit 2. Looking for 3 to 5 rounds. Before moving into our third and final circuit, circuit 3, just got to step off camera here, get a band. Okay, and with this, what we're going to do is start out with a band overhead press. All right, so I'm going to stand on a band, fairly heavy bands here, overhead, just pressing above my head, moving slowly on the way up, get a little stretch at the bottom, up fast, down fairly slowly, 30 seconds here, then I'm moving immediately into lateral band raises. Okay, with the lateral band raise, you can move to a lighter band, but you really don't have to move it up quite very far at all. Maybe 2/3 of the way up or less. Pause at the top and just come back down slowly. The main thing is that we're not elevating the shoulders, so it should look like this versus that. Right? So don't use those traps. Pause at the top, come back down. Keep tension on that muscle the whole time. Don't stop. All right, and then we're going to move into our next pair of exercises. All right, which in this case would be a lat pull down. All right, so you can either use the wide grip lat pull down attachment or a close grip, which I've got here. Come into this half kneeling position here. Down fast, up slow. Once again, you want to pick a weight that you're able to kind of keep that form going on so chest stays up. I shouldn't look like I'm kind of leaning forward as I'm pulling in. Okay, but I'm going for 30 seconds. I'm going to finish up with band flies. All right, with that, simply going to back up. Pair of bands looped around a pole or a table, whatever it may be. Come back. Again, just constant tension in the muscles. All right, so that's our circuit. 3 to 5 rounds, slow and controlled, followed by that isolation exercise to really try to squeeze everything, make sure we're tightening up. All right, and then we're going to finish up with a skull crusher to close grip press combination. You can either use dumbbells or what is called a French bar, also called a curl bar, but I like the bar a little bit better. So what we're going to do here, we've got the harder movement first. Okay, so we've got the skull crusher. Again, you want to pick a weight that's fairly light, not light necessarily, but moderate. You want to be able to complete it with not ease, but it should be maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10. We're just coming back, getting near the skull and coming back up. Getting 30 seconds here. Then we move immediately into a close grip press. So I'm just going to come down, again up fast, down slow, control that lowering. All right, 30 seconds in each position there. And we're going to finish with our final exercise here, the single leg calf raise. All right, for this, you can hold on to a wall or just something to give you balance. Just coming up and down on a single leg. All right, make sure to get that nice stretch at the bottom. 30 seconds on each side. That is our last circuit, and that should work out big.